Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra, and my friend and I were out for quick errands when he saw on Twitter that the Carters have new music. This is Patterson, by the way. God, you're so weird.
I didn't know what to do.
Just say hello.
Oh, hello.
So Patterson and I worked together. We decided to run a few errands together. He lives on Twitter, and he's the one that discovered that the Carters have new music, and so we decided to check it out. They have a lead single, Apeshit. Apeshit is the lead single, right?
It's the one with the video, so it's like, yeah,
the lead single. And then there are how many songs on that? Let me check. 9 songs on the album.
It's becoming like a trend. Nobody does 10 songs or more,
or 12 or 24. I miss
the past month. Kanye West, Kid Cudi himself,
was 7 songs.
All 7 songs. Nas, Pusha T, all 7 songs. So it's more like a trend now.
So this is 9 songs.
Yeah.
And on this album, there's Boss, there's Nice, there's Apeshit,
there's Love Happy.
There's Love Happy.
Yes. Summer.
Is it Summer or Summer Loving? Summer.
That's track 1.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a bunch of songs, and I think all of the songs are trash.
I wouldn't particularly agree. I think music is evolving, so we can't just throw it in a big gutter. All of it is trash. I think we need to review the songs one after the other and decide for yourself. You can't. I don't. It's weird or it's strange to listen to a full material and say you don't like one song.
I don't like any of the songs. They're all forgettable. They're all boring. They're all the same mumble trap. I think Jayz shone better than she did on the songs, so she was too busy singing about all of the trashy bling bling type things, and Jayz was actually the one who was dropping in the
passing messages.
Yeah, the subliminal messages about race and pop culture and all of that stuff in there. She was too busy telling us about who she likes and fuck you and you too. You're cool.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, but I mean that lyric caught on, so maybe it's one of those albums that will grow on you.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I think when anybody tells you it will grow on you for a song, for an album, it's just an excuse given for trash that was done by an artist you like.
Okay, so yeah, this is trash. I hate, like, if I listened to Apeshit first before I saw the video, I would have totally hated it. But I saw the video is really nice, but the song is trashy, the song is boring.
It's honestly speaking, I wouldn't say it's a great song, but I won't particularly call it trash either. It's one of those songs. It's one of those songs that just fills up the playlist. Nothing particularly spectacular about it.
Exactly, it's forgettable.
Yeah, but trash, maybe not. I've heard worse songs in 2018 with Jayz and Beyonce on them. Not Apeshit.
Like which one?
Top Off was.
I'm on the Top Off.
Top Off has worse beginning to any song with Jayz and Beyonce on it. It was an absolute nonsense beginning. I don't know how DJ Khaled let that leave the studio.
So let's talk about the video, Apeshit. It was beautifully done. I liked the dancers who were nude. I liked that
it was pure. It was perfectly planned. All shades from black to white. All shades in between. Not everybody. I know that museums actually need the funding. They need the funds, but not everybody, not every Tom, Dick and Harry can actually
do what they did.
Go to the Louvre, which is one of the most artistic stores in the world.
It is a piece of European history.
As in fact, the building in itself. So it's not everybody that can just walk in there and tell them, look, I want to rent this place out for a full day or more. I thought about how much it would have cost them, but I mean, they are the Carters. They can.
I think that was the point of this entire album,
to show the world that, look,
hey, we're here, we have money.
Like I said, the video was very bold. I'm not certain there was any real artistic value or was anything that they achieved inside the Louvre that they couldn't have achieved elsewhere. Aside the fact that they couldn't have gotten most of those pieces that were somewhat symbolic, most of the key pieces in the video that are situated in the Louvre, they couldn't have gotten them out and used them somewhere else. If they had done that, it would have obviously been fakes and replicas. So they had to actually use the originals, and the originals can be found in the Louvre.
I'm sure all the Illuminati decoders already have videos
I really
decoding the Illuminati symbols and the meanings of
444 was a totally different level. People felt there were so many uncertain things, and sorry, but for me personally, I like to enjoy music. I think that's the first thing for me. with music. I have to enjoy the music. You might drop your bars or spit your rhymes and lyrics. You might hit all the notes and harmonize, but am I enjoying the music? I'm sorry.
You enjoy this music?
Maybe not particularly enjoy it. Some of the songs work.
See, you're picking your words.
Yeah.
It's
as a material altogether, it's not the best.
If this wasn't Beyonce, would you be,
that's a very good question. If I always ask myself that when I get new music, if this was a newbie.
He's the head of music at my office, by the way.
Thank you, Sandra. if this was somebody I didn't know, would I listen to it? And frankly, I would listen to this if it was somebody I didn't know. If it was
you will listen.
I would listen to it. I might not pay it as much attention. I might not have listened to it 3 times in 1 hour like I did the first time I got it, but I would listen to it and I'll play something from this.
I think the reason they did that video there was to, I don't know, maybe this is me just speculating, that to show that the Carters are a piece of art and they belong in the most iconic place of art. That's probably one of the messages that they wanted to show with that video. There's probably a lot more, and we're probably going to have to sit down and dissect it. I also like the part where they had someone combing the afro hair of a black man, so maybe saying that people of color have a place in history, in the arts of history or something.
I think the general idea, and this would be me doing mental gymnastics now, the general idea for Apeshit video being shot in that place, and the use of those symbolic pieces they use, which of course Mona Lisa was one of them, was the major one anyways, was that it was kind of like a subtle reminder of all the black faces that had been removed from arts and the history, or maybe not black faces, most of the non-white faces. So they try to symbolize it, and that's why the title of the song is Apeshit anyways. They try to symbolize it and say, look, regardless what has happened in the past,
Apeshit is like fine. It could also be like a subliminal thing, but Apeshit
as
is
obvious
Apeshit.
as it goes. Fair enough. As obvious as it goes.
Yeah, so maybe it's subliminal as well, but it's also, have you seen the crowd go apeshit? It's
what I said earlier. I like to enjoy music, and I'm sorry, but I don't appreciate being given a task when I'm listening to a music or watching a video. do not stress my brain. Like I just want to enjoy. I know I can think later, but I just want to enjoy the music. Don't make it so deep. I know I can do all of that, and honestly I think I'm capable of doing stuff like that, like thinking and getting all the cryptic
but you're
messages.
lazy.
Yes.
Mentally lazy.
I just want to enjoy the music.
What I particularly hated about this album is that and again, that's also what they were trying to say to us. They were like, we don't care, like us, don't like us, we don't care, we're here, we have money, in your face, fuck you. So but I don't like that, because I feel like as the king and queen, quote unquote, of pop culture, they should be doing more with their music now that they're aging. I feel like Beyonce, I feel like it's time for Beyonce to leave the stage. I feel like Beyonce is at that place that Michael Jackson got to in 1989 after his Bad album. By the time he got to Dangerous, there were a few nice things in there, but it wasn't Michael anymore.
He had peaked, so it was difficult to
so and the fact that Beyonce continues to try to evolve her sound, that's all great if she finds a way to leave her stamp on it. She's not doing that. She's just jumping on whatever is trendy at the moment, and it's just pissing me off, because I know that she's so much better than that. I
think as a couple, this is the end of a 3-piece act from Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yes.
I think lemonade for the whole
for I'm sorry, mea culpa. and then everything is love for, hey, fuck all of y'all, we love each other.
You could as well say that because the album is Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I think it was more Beyonce featuring Jay-Z.
Was it?
Yes, it was. Even though most of the lyrics she actually put on Beyonce wasn't deep, it wasn't strong. Yes, but it was, the music in itself was dominated by Beyonce.
True.
So whoever it was, whether it was Pharrell, whether it was Quavo, it was mainly Beyonce's work.
True.
So you could as well say this is Beyonce saying, look, Jay-Z, you cheated, I've forgiven you. This is symbolic of us getting back together.
Especially
with
the last one, Love Happy, when they were bantering with each other.
But now, if you're going on tour, I'm coming with you. You're releasing music. I'm coming with you. Whatever you're doing, we're doing this thing together.
I think they should stop doing music, both of them. I think they should go off into other kind of stuff, kind of like Rihanna is doing.
Maybe not really. Maybe not.
Or go back to making deep music. Like, they have a huge voice. I feel like they should leave all of this nonsense for the young people and start to make music for people their age, kind of like what Jay-Z tried to do with 44.
444. It was grown man rap.
Exactly. So start doing grown people music.
You know, in the end,
You can't be competing with Cardi B and Nicki
Sandra,
Minaj.
in the end, the aim is to make money. I'm sorry, but anyhow you want to look at it, the aim is to make money. And you have to ask, are we going to make money with this music?
So sound as unoriginal as possible, as forgettable as possible.
No.
Just
some others think this surprise release album was to boost ticket sales for Jay-Z's on the run tour, which is with Beyonce, because the ticket sales haven't been great.
Yeah.
There are stories that people, their major fans, their big fans, were buying the tickets in bulk and giving out for free. That's another angle to look at it from. But like I said, people, look, they want to make money. They could actually go on about how much their grandchildren are rich forever, all fine and good, but you want to sustain the wealth, you want to continue to multiply.
that's why you should branch off into other stuff.
Jay-Z is one of the
That's
biggest.
why you branch off into other stuff.
Jay-Z is one of the biggest business magnets you would ever find. I think it was yesterday he was announced president of Puma Basketball. Jay-Z has stakes and claims in very many different diverse
So maybe focus
businesses.
on that.
Maybe not as well, because like I said, music is changing. What used to appeal to people 20 years ago would still appeal to a few, but now the sound is changing, and while you don't have
But
to
how
change
about you make the sound your own? She didn't make the sound her own. That's my problem.
Beyonce is doing rap now. Most of it sounds like rap.
This sounded more like a hip hop album than an R&B album to me.
It wasn't an R&B album. It wasn't an R&B album.
Oh, so it was supposed to be a hip hop album? So Beyonce's doing hip hop now?
She rapped for most of the music.
I know. So Beyonce's a hip hop artist act.
From top off,
Yes.
maybe it wasn't particularly symbolic, but
Actually, from I'm Feeling Myself. Actually, from Flawless.
for Lemonade, she actually, it looked like a movement that gradually came. I mean,
Because you think about 7-Eleven as well.
you honestly feel they're just trying to be, and I'm saying this with all honesty, they're trying to be as diverse as possible. You don't want to stick with what has been working for you,
Which is great,
and
but
end
like
up getting
there
left
used to
behind.
be people who used to copy other people's styles back in the day were called posers, and Beyonce isn't a poser. See, okay, fine. Let me just say first off, I'm not a fan, but I love her music. I love her performances. I think she's one of the greatest performers and musicians of our time.
Okay.
But I think that what she's doing right now is beneath her. I think so. But hey, I mean, who cares? She doesn't care. She said fuck you to me. So.
Again, I think, and I'll say as many times as I can, music is changing, and just like it is with very many other things, standing in one place is equals to moving backwards, because the rest of the world is moving forward. So while the sound doesn't particularly have to be what every other person is doing, there is nothing wrong with taking part of it and infusing it into your own music.
She's doing what everybody else is doing. Her music has always been commercial, but this one is just sad.
She does soulful music. Anyway, you look at it,
sad.
the music is always soulful, and even with this one, I had a lot of rap on it. It still sounded soulful.
And they tried to be deep, but like
it was only Jay-Z.
With all the bragging and all the demanding respect. No, you guys are already king and queen. You don't need to be doing all of that now. Cardi B and all of the people who are still coming, they're the ones who can rap about that shit. But you guys are like,
I don't know what song that was. I think it's towards the end, in either Love Happy or Black Effect, where they asked someone's Jamaican auntie what love was, and she goes on about how is when you take eggs and like you said.
See, I don't even remember
fake,
this stuff because like all of the music is like
most of it was fake deep.
As it's ending, I'm forgetting it.
Most of it was fake deep. They did a lot of bragging and announcing to the world that they had money, which isn't news anyways. But in essence,
you know who we are.
Yes,
or even if you don't know who we are, well, now you do.
You heard about us before and stuff. The album isn't the greatest joint album Jay-Z has ever done. I think this is the first Beyonce is doing, and it's not the greatest hip-hop R&B, so whatever genre of album we've heard this year, it will probably make
rate it.
It will probably make Grammy nominations and a lot of other
Oh, they
awards.
dissed the Grammys. Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Maybe
Diss
not
the
particularly
Grammys.
this.
Diss the Grammys. Diss the Super Bowl as well. It was a diss. Rate it. Let's wrap this up. Rate it.
For content, this album doesn't really make it. For content, it's just a few here and there. So for content, I'm gonna give it a 3 over 10 here. For production is fantastic on the album. The sound is great. The sound is great. So I'm going to give it a 7. I don't like to judge music because
This man doesn't realize that our time is
no,
finished.
I'm sorry. I don't like to judge music because what works for me might not work for you. There are a lot of other parameters I could go into, but to save our time, I'm just going to say because it's Jay-Z and Beyonce, E for efforts, you know, it's pretty forgettable. That's the truth. I finally agree. I'm finally coming on. It's a pretty forgettable album, and it's going to be a 5 for me.
Thank you for
10.
coming to our TED Talk. Seriously, no, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe and watch my previous videos. I did a review for Avengers. I tried to explain this is Nigeria from Files, and I also did a review for Deadpool 2. Again, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much, Patterson, for coming on my channel.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be subsequent appearances.